Well, hello there, everyone. This is Dickerson of the Dickerson Bluegrass Talk Show here at Sterling Bluegrass Jamboree with the band who is from LaGrange, Kentucky. Here with Kaintuck Band. Jim Armstrong.
Yeah.
See to having you.
Evan, thank you for having us.
What's your name?
L.W. Johnson.
L.W. Johnson. Nice to meet you. How you guys? First, can you guys introduce everybody in the band?
Sure. Yeah, so LW, or Lauren Johnson, he plays the upright bass, and Lauren and I started the band back in 2017. My name's Jim Armstrong. I play the fiddle. Our banjo player is Mark Payne. He's won honors out at the Festival of the Bluegrass in Kentucky several times as Banjo Picker of the Year. Good banjo player. And we've got two other folks that are firemen, retired firemen. One of them's not here tonight, so we've got a fellow filling in with us tonight. But the normal mandolin player is Bobby Parton. He's a retired captain from the Louisville Fire Department. And Sonny Doak plays guitar. He is here tonight. He'll be playing and picking with us. So Sonny and I sing most of the songs, do lead. We kind of swap back and forth on lead and tenor. And Sonny's also retired from the Louisville Fire Department. And then the young man that we've got playing mandolin with us tonight, since Bobby couldn't be here, is Turner Hutchins. And Turner is an exceptional mandolin player, as you'll see tonight. He's won Mandolin Picker of the Year in Indiana, so we're real proud of him. And I've played music with him before, but he's helping us out tonight.
That's good.
Yeah.
How you guys like your Sterling Bluegrass Jamboree?
You know what? This is a great venue, and I was telling Kenny Curry a little while ago that I would much rather come up here and play to a bluegrass audience than play somewhere around Louisville at a bar or something where people really aren't listening to your music. They're just there to drink or have a good time, which is fine. But, you know, I love coming and playing bluegrass venues like Sterling Bluegrass Jamboree.
Tell me first thing about your fiddle playing. How'd you got started playing the fiddle?
Ooh, well, you know, when I was a little kid, Evan, about 8 years old, my parents, we didn't have a lot of money, and I always wanted to play the violin or the fiddle. I don't know why, other than I went to see the movie Bonnie and Clyde, and Flatt and Scruggs, of course, they did the soundtrack to that, and I just loved the sound of the fiddle. Anyway, they couldn't afford to get me one when I was little, so when I joined the Coast Guard in 1976, I ended up getting the fiddle, and I took some lessons from a fella in New Albany, Indiana, Herb Kleiner. He got me started, and the fiddle that I play, actually, Herb helped me build. And on the top, I showed you, it's got Popeye the Sailor. That's my fiddle. I call it Popeye. So I've been playing since about 1980 is when I started.
And then you played in a band, you were just telling me. What was the name of that group?
I played in Virginia in a band called New Dominion Bluegrass. And New Dominion, I played with them for 11 years. They played on the Grand Ole Opry at one time. And we played venues from New York all the way down to Florida. We had a bus and we traveled. Had a lot of fun doing it, you know. We were with Hay Holler Records at the time.
That's very awesome. Man.
Yeah, it was great, yeah.
And before I ask about your band, current group, Kaintuck, hey LW, how did you got started playing bass?
Well, went to Bean Blossom in '66, and there was no bass players around, and I took guitar lessons when I was young, and so I met George Gruen up at Bean Blossom in '66. I went down to his house in Nashville. He didn't even have a store then. And I bought my Swingmaster bass from him for $200. And it was just like brand new. And then one thing led to another, and we got a band together called the Kentucky Gentlemen. We played all over back in those days. And then in 1970, my cousin was Dan Jones. He worked for Bill Monroe, and Bill needed a bass player, and he called me, and I come and played bass with Bill Monroe in '70. And went on from there, and went back and filled in with Bill in '74, and played all around Louisville and all, Indiana and all. Then I got hooked up with Michael Cleveland when his grandfather died, and his dad John asked me to take care of Michael, and I said, yeah, I'll take care of him. I have a 40-foot Eagle bus. So from there, I played Dale Ann Bradley and Michael Cleveland, and we traveled all over the place for like five years.
Lauren's being modest. He's played with some of the greats in bluegrass. Yeah. Charlie Waller.
I filled in when Bill Yates had a heart attack. I played with Charlie Waller.
He's played with Bluegrass Alliance, which when I was coming along back in the 70s, they were a really great band around the Kentucky area.
68, 70, I played with them.
Yeah, I know. Let's talk about your current band.
Sure.
How'd you guys got started with your band, Kaintuck?
Well, so I played bluegrass for quite a while. Like I said, I played back in the 90s with New Dominion Bluegrass. I was in the Coast Guard at the time, and when I retired, I moved back to Kentucky. And I played for 13 years in a local band down in the Louisville area called Bluegrass 101. And we got to a point where we just weren't playing a lot. And so I had met Lauren, and we talked about forming a band. And so about 2017 is when we kind of brought this group together. And Lauren and I are the two founding members, and then the other guys came along as we found them, you know. So I think we've got a real good band.
And thank you for your service, by the way, on the coast.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you to all the veterans out there, too.
Yes, all the military veterans. Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service, too.
Yes.
And let's talk about your 2 CDs now.
Yeah.
Let's talk about them. And you wrote a couple songs on these CDs, right?
Right. In fact, the title cut of both of those CDs, Main Street Train, down in LaGrange, Kentucky, where we're from, it's one of the only places in the United States where a train runs down Main Street. And there's a lot of places where trains go through towns, but this is actually coming right down through the center of town on Main Street. So I thought that was unique, so I wrote the song Main Street Train. And that album was recorded about 2018, I think. And then the other album, which is a brand new album for us, Take Me Back to Old Kentucky, that was a song, I wanted to write a song that reflected what Kentucky was all about, which is the Derby, the Kentucky Derby, horse racing, bourbon whiskey, and just being a good place to live. So Take Me Back to Old Kentucky is a song kind of talking a little bit about what Kentucky's all about.
And you were telling my dad what's the word Kaintuck mean?
Right, so Kaintuck, K-A-I-N-T-U-C-K, Kaintuck. When the European settlers were coming to Kentucky from North Carolina and Virginia back in the 1750s, 1760s, they encountered Native Americans, what we call the Indians, but Native Americans. And when they asked what this place was called, the Native Americans called Kentucky Kaintuck, or sometimes Kentucky. And so that's where the word Kentucky actually comes from. And Kaintuck, in the Native American language, means land of green meadows. A lot of people think it means dark and bloody. You'll hear that sometimes. Dark and bloody, but it actually means land of green meadows.
That is interesting. Thank you.
Yeah.
Let us know that.
That's kind of why we named the band Kaintuck. We wanted to represent Kentucky and bluegrass music and all the things that Kentucky's about.
And you guys have a website, so everyone can know where.
We do, www.kaintuckband.com. Kaintuck Band, all one word. And we also have a Facebook page.
Yeah, what's the name of your Facebook? Oh, yeah, Kaintuck Band.
Well, Facebook page is a little different. It's at Kaintuck Bluegrass Band. But it's easy to find.
Yep. Thank you so much, Jim, and thank you so much, LW.
Yes.
Well, you know what, Evan? I want to thank you for promoting bluegrass and your audience, the folks that watch your show regularly. I've become one of them, and I try, whenever I see your live, I try to log on if I'm not busy at work or something. But thank you for what you do. Without people like you, we couldn't be out here playing the music because you're helping promote it.
You're more than welcome.
Thank you.
And please be sure to check out Kaintuck Band at kaintuckband.com, right?
Yes, that's correct.
And thank you so much. I'm Evan Dickerson of the Dickerson Bluegrass Talk Show. Please be sure to check out Kaintuck Band at any festival near you. And what time are you guys performing tonight?
Tonight?
Yeah.
As soon as Kenny and those guys get off stage, but I think around 5:15, I think we'll go on, something like that. that.
Thanks so much.
Thank you,
Jim,
and
and
God bless.
I'm Evan Dickerson from the Dickerson Bluegrass Talk Show. You folks take care and see you guys down the road. And I'll be at Sterling Bluegrass Jamboree again on May 29th with the interview with Nick Chandler and Delivery. Take care, everyone. Bye.